Think we're live. Sorry, I'm getting a weird thing. Give me a second. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're live. Okay. I thought that the game was at 2 o'clock today, but it turns out it's at 2 o'clock Eastern. I'm in Central Time, so it's at 1 o'clock here. I just found that out recently, which is why I'm going live right now. Okay, let's get to the point. Last night, A&M won the first game, 9-5. If they win one of these last two, they'll win the College World Series. Tennessee has to win both. Let's talk about it. I'm not sure why it ended 9-5 yesterday. There's probably something in there. Maybe it has to do with the 95 theses. I'm not sure. But anyways, it ended 9-5, and Texas A&M got their 53rd win of the season. Tennessee stayed on 58 wins on the year. I'll switch my tabs here. All right, we'll go to here. So here are the team's records. Tennessee with 58 wins. Texas A&M with 53 wins. Texas A&M can get that 54th win today, and as we discussed yesterday, we had the death of former Texas A&M football player Darren Lewis, who was born on the 54th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. Something that I just noticed just now is that he wore number 33. Did you see that there, right? 33. Give me a second. Was there something? There's something. I could have sworn there's something. Oh, that's right. So Darren Lewis, 128 and 56, just like Satanic Church. Satanic Church, Darren Lewis, both 128 and 56. But the Satanic Church is also known as the Church of Satan. Church of Satan has that 137 and 56. And remember, he died right before his 56th birthday. When was his birthday again? June 21st. So I forget. So we're going to go from June 21st to his birthday. That's 139 days. That's the 34th prime. Today will be 137 days before his birthday. And we were just talking about 137 here. Freemasonry, 139 and 58. Looks like Tennessee might be staying on 58 wins. And the reason why I have George Bush up here, so look at this, College Station. That's where College Station's also 58. The game isn't in College Station, but that's where Texas A&M is from. College Station is 77. That's also Knoxville, where University of Tennessee is. Knoxville, TN? No, is it Knoxville, Tennessee? Knoxville, Tennessee is also 77. Those schools are meeting in the 77th College World Series final. Anyways, George Bush is buried at the. I'm pretty sure George Bush is buried at Texas A&M University. Yeah, George Bush's body was, this is the first George Bush, transported to the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library in College Station, Texas, where he was buried next to his wife Barbara and daughter Robin. I didn't know his daughter died. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, the name of this library, it's the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum. This is interesting here. You see that 227 right there? Well, actually, no, that's not. Well, 227 is the 49th prime, and 49 is 7 times 7 against the 77th tournament. Again, George H.W. Bush, 66. No, that wasn't. Sorry, I can't remember what I wanted to show now. George Herbert. Maybe it was just George Bush. Now I can't even remember what the point I wanted to make was. My apologies. But maybe it had to do until the anniversary of his death. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, okay. Okay, so College Station, Texas. 226. Today is a span, or no, it's not a span, it just is 22 weeks and 6 days for the anniversary of George H.W. Bush's death. And again, he's buried on the campus of Texas A&M. And George H.W. Bush also played in the very first College World Series when he was at Yale. Just go up here. I have to go up to here to early life. He also captained the Yale baseball team and played in the first two College World Series as a left-handed first baseman. So he was in the, and we know 77, the importance of that number, because he was in the CIA located in Northern Virginia on the 77th Meridian. Flight 77 hit the Pentagon in pretty much the same location on that day. Here we are in the 77th tournament. And how many days after his birthday is it? It's going to be 11 days after his birthday, or a span of 12. And he would, if he was still alive, he would be 100 years old. And Texas A&M, if they win today, they'll be 10-0 in the tournament. And also, as I talked about this yesterday, I believe. Actually, I don't know if I talked about it yesterday, but from Texas Independence Day, oh, there are 16 weeks in one day. Look at that. And what was it? George H.W. Bush. No, it must be George Herbert Walker Bush. No, I'm sorry, thinking of 163. I'm getting my 160. I get 161 and 163 mixed up all the time. I don't know why. But oh, this is what it was. So yesterday, the first game was 112 days after Texas Independence Day. Or Lone Star is 112. Jesuits claim to operate in 112 countries. Yeah, and also 49. 49 is 7 times 7. Texas Independence Day 3/2. And as I pointed out yesterday, the site where the Texas Declaration of Independence was signed is not too far away from the Texas A&M campus, maybe about a half-hour drive. And they're both located on the Brazos River. I'll just show you here. Just go to College Station. So here's College Station. Here's the Brazos River. Kind of, maybe a satellite view would be better. Actually, the Brazos River is pretty narrow here. And then, because over here by Waco, it's pretty wide. And I know that because I've been on the train where it crosses the Brazos River. I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but I just want to show you this. It's kind of interesting. At least it's interesting to me. Where's the train cross the Brazos River? It's got to be up here. Yeah, up here. This is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool train crossing. Anyways, that's the Brazos River. The Brazos River goes right by College Station. And yeah, and also if you didn't know, the Brazos River goes through Waco, the football stadium where Baylor plays. It's right on the river. And yeah, Washington there's Independence. There's Washington. Washington on the Brazos. There it is. And Brazos River equals Jesuit order. And if you just write out Jesuit, it's 84. This would be Texas A&M's first major national championship in 84 years. Oh, and College State also 226. I didn't think about that. Yesterday's date was 226. Now today, I don't know 236 has any significance. Let me just see. Okay, yeah, there's nothing significant about 236. Yeah, if Texas A&M doesn't win it today, I do think they win it tomorrow. because if we look at tomorrow, it's 114 days. Well, today is 113 days after Texas Independence Day, span of 114. Aggies is 114. Aggies is also 37. 137 is the 33rd prime. Right, pointed out Church of Satan is 137, and it'll be what was it? Yeah, it'll be 137 days before the Darren Lewis's would-be 56th birthday. Church of Satan 137 and 56. And yeah, Jesuit Order 54. They get their 54th win of the season. As I pointed out yesterday, baseball is 54. Last year, LSU won the championship with 54 wins. The year before that, it was the Ole Miss Rebels. They didn't get 54 wins, but they won it on 54 date numerology. I'd have to look up the year before that. It was in Mississippi State. The year before that, let me look that up real quick. See if there's any 54s in there. How many wins did they get that year? Let's go back to 2021. We got 50 wins. Was there anything significant about that date that they won it on? How many? So they had what, 68 total. What was their? How many games did they play? They went 5-2. What was this? 3 plus 5. So that means they played 54 games entering the postseason that year. That might be a bit of a stretch to say, but I mean, I think that's probably not a coincidence. That was June 30th, so 6 plus 30 is, well, that was on 57 date numerology, which, and we know, we know World Series equals 57. Probably not a coincidence. The thing is, you could watch it on you could watch it on your computer, on ESPN Plus. You could watch it on ESPNU if you have cable, or if you don't have cable, you can just watch it on ABC. Wow, they're really, yeah, college baseball. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's never been popular because I remember watching college baseball as a kid, but it's definitely gained popularity in recent years, and I think it's part of the agenda that they have. You can tell that they've gotten rid of some of the levels of the minor leagues because they really want these schools to have these big time sports programs. And I think increasing the popularity of college sports, it kind of perpetuates this college culture. And there's nothing wrong with going to college. Like I went to college, I graduated, I'm going to be going to grad school soon. But just like it just perpetuates this agenda of like, oh, you have to go to college to do this. If you don't go to college, you're going to miss out on all these things. You're going to miss out on all these social scenes. And then even if you don't feel like going to those social scenes, if you want to get a job, you need your undergraduate degree. It's like, okay, this feels like a little bit too much. I mean, probably back in the day, not really back, probably as recently as like 10 years ago, if you were like a top high school prospect and you were drafted in if you were drafted in the first 5 rounds, there's probably no question that you were going to go straight to the minor leagues. But now with the cutback of the minor leagues, and now that they're paying college players, if you're a high school prospect and you're drafted in the first 5 rounds, you're probably thinking about, maybe I'll go to college for 3 years. And most of these big schools are taxpayer funded universities, and Yeah, maybe some of these schools do get like big TV contracts like all the SEC schools do, but still, it's a lot of these schools, especially the ones not in the SEC, they don't have the benefit of a large TV contract, and a lot of their athletic department is funded by us taxpayers. I mean, just look at here in Texas. Let me just look this up here. Texas high school football taxpayer taxpayer funded stadiums. Yeah, here we go. Texas School District was $94 million football stadium. It's like you're building a $94 million football stadium for 14 to 18-year-olds. I mean, and how many of them are going to make it to the NFL? And if you, sorry, I'm saying and like because I don't have my thoughts formulated right now. But like if you look at other places around the world, how it works is you have a team, you have a professional team, and they have an academy, and they'll finance like the family will probably have to pay a little bit to get into the academy, but the player will move up through the ranks in the academy. It's not taxpayer funded, and if the team wants to sell that player by the time he reaches the first team to another team, they'll be able to sell him for a price, and then they can use that money to invest in better stadium, invest in better locker rooms, or maybe invest in another player. And meanwhile, here in America, the levels of development are so divided that it kind of forces the taxpayers to fund all these projects because there's no there's so many ceilings. There's too many levels. There's too many. I hope you get what I'm saying. The it's like here in Prosper, like the taxpayers of the Prosper School District are going to fund the stadium, and as a result, tickets are probably going to be super expensive because there's no real other way that the schools in Prosper can get their money back because you can't, like, colleges don't buy players from high school and NFL teams don't buy players from college. So they have to get their money back somehow, and that's either going to be through taxpayer money, or through expensive tickets, or probably both. So we're getting ripped off. Yeah, I think actually Reason magazine had a good article on this. Yeah, here we go. Stop subsidizing football. Everything's bigger in Texas, including insane spending on high school football stadiums. Taxpayer, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yep, they're all right. They are correct. And think about it. They say that like, oh, like people don't like soccer or like people don't like baseball. The reason why people like football is because it's taxpayer funded because it's shoved in our face on TV. I mean, if it wasn't shoved in our face on TV and if it wasn't taxpayer funded, I don't think people would really like it that much. It's a very complex game. If you've ever watched rugby is a much more fun game to watch, in my opinion. I still don't understand the rules of rugby quite yet, but I have watched it a couple times. It looks a lot more interesting than American football. Okay, I'm getting on a tangent here. Anyways, you should get the point that I'm making. It's like, why do we put so much money in college sports when the colleges can't really make any money outside of TV contracts or expensive tickets? And you look at how expensive these tickets are for these college, like let me just look at college World Series tickets, ticket prices. Yes, fans frustrated with sky high ticket prices for finals. Yeah, that's what happens when you have this fractured system. Jeez. Okay. No one's in the chat. That's fine. All right, well, we'll see what happens today. This Darren Lewis guy, if they win it, if they do win it 137 days before what would be his 56th birthday, I might just lose it, man. Um, these these fuckers, these man, they mess with us. Hardly anyone sees it. Yeah, College Station TX, another 201. And they just played their 66th game of the season yesterday. Yeah, there's probably something about, because today will be their 67th game. There's probably something significant about that that can't quite put my head around, but probably think about it later. All right, we'll see what happens. Catch you later. I'm going to go to the pool.